Hi guys, it's Kay from Vital Beat and we're in September. Can we just take a moment to let that sink in? We are in September. Do you know my baby will be 1 in November? I'm pretty sure just recently I was in intensive care unit post-birth, and I'm pretty sure just recently I had to close the studios down because of coronavirus. And all of a sudden, we're in September, which is both exhilarating and terrifying. So we're in a new theme for this month at the studios, and as the weather gets warmer, we get super busy around here. Lots of really exciting things coming up. I'm not going to tell you all of them because it will take too much time. Right now we are in the thick of writing our yoga teacher training, which starts up again in November. So we kick off our yoga teacher training at the end of November, and that runs part-time over 4 months. I'm working on that with Eve and Amanda, and it was just, I've been just so creatively inspired, and I'm having so much fun putting that together for you guys. It's just, it's going to be so good. So working on that. But because we're in a new month, we're in a new theme. So last month we looked at pranayama and breath work and the power of the breath in our yoga practice, and having it really as a part of our practice rather than an afterthought. This month we're looking at the theme seasons, cycles and revolutions. And we're really exploring this idea that our life isn't linear, and the things that we go through in our life, things like healing and experiences and learnings, are also not linear. So I want you to consider this idea that when we go through something and we expect to grow and we expect to learn, there's this idea that we shouldn't have to go through that again. And if you've been on this earth for a little while, like I have, then you know that it doesn't work that way. And so healing isn't linear, growth isn't linear, and learning isn't linear either. And when we find ourselves revisiting a situation that we thought we had gotten over, or that we thought we'd moved on from, or that we suddenly found ourselves experiencing and feeling and being really affected by again, it can feel like we're backsliding. You know, we go, oh shit, I thought I'd dealt with this already. You know, I thought I'd moved past this already. I thought I'd dealt with this person, this trauma, this experience. I thought I'd moved on from that. And so we feel like we've backslid. And this idea of backsliding is very much a linear concept. You know, you can only go forward, and if you're not going forward, you're going backwards. But what we know is that healing is a cyclical process. We are constantly going around and around a concept, and then getting a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. And maybe we need to let go of this idea that there isn't any such thing as backsliding. Maybe we're just circling around to come in again and learn a little bit more about ourselves, learn a little bit more about others, and so that each time we come around, it's a little bit easier, we're a little bit more stronger, we're a little bit more resilient, we're a little bit more authentic, we're a little bit more genuine, we're a little bit more compassionate towards ourselves and others, we have more self-respect, more self-love, and we continue this cycle until we start to learn the lessons. And Ganesha is very much like this. The Hindu god Ganesha, the elephant-headed deity, he's very much about putting things in our way so that we learn the lessons as we move through them, and then he'll remove the obstacles from our life, and he will keep doing that until we learn our lessons. And so in September, we're looking at this idea of seasons, cycles, and revolutions. The seasons of our life, the cycles of growth, and the revolutions, turning back on ourselves in the process of reflection and self-inquiry, svadhyaya, and self-study. And in addition to that, we're looking at seasons, cycles, and revolutions in our yoga practice as well. Whether it's the type of yoga practice that we're exploring at the moment, whether that suits the season or the cycle of our life, or whether it's the type of yoga that we're doing. So we might be looking at things like revolved poses, we might be looking at 3-point poses like crescent lunge, trikonasana, warrior two, we might be looking at binds, hand mudras, anything that's closing the circle or creating a loop energetically in our bodies. We might be doing some mandala flows, turning around and around the room, or doing postures that create the geometrics, the sacred geometry of our bodies. So it's going to be a really incredible month of theming, and the teachers really have carte blanche to just interpret that how they wish. So they might be looking at it from an esoteric perspective, they might be looking at it from an asana perspective, and you really never know what you're going to get. So I'm really excited to share that theme with you guys this month. In addition to that, obviously pregnancy yoga is starting up again next week in Midland. Mums and Bubs yoga was so packed out last round that we had to add a second round, and that second round is also now packed up. We literally have one spot left in Mums and Bubs yoga for both courses that start next week. So if you're interested in that, please jump on board. What else is happening? On Saturday we have our activewear sale. So an activewear, it's basically like a swap meet. So we're going to have some, blankets laid out, or some tables, or some racks. Bring along whatever you need. And if you've got activewear that you no longer fit, or that you don't like wearing, or maybe your tastes have changed, your style's changed, you can actually bring that along and sell it. In addition to that, you can sell your yoga mats, your blocks, your straps, weights. You can sell off things that you're not using anymore, and you can also get rid of other clothes as well. All of the information about our activewear pre-love sale is on our website under our events tab. So you can register to sell your wares. If you would like to sell your wares, your entry fee is an item of clothing. And then we put that item of clothing on a table, and everything that gets sold from that table, 100% of the proceeds go to Kulkuna, which is a women's domestic violence refuge. And then if you're coming along to shop, your entry fee is a gold coin, and that gold coin also goes to Kulkuna. So if you're clearing out your wardrobe, you're doing a bit of spring cleaning and you want to make some space, you can bring along regular clothes, you can bring along your active wear, you can bring along your sports luxe wear, so anything that's kind of active wear but it's actually just what you wear to brunch, you can bring along that as well. And it's here in our Midland studio, and we've got plenty of space for you guys to mingle and to bring along your gear. If you want to bring along stuff to sell, just send me a DM either on Facebook or Instagram, or you can send me an email, kaye@vitalbeat.com.au. And I can put you down, make sure we've got a spot for you. Otherwise, just rock up if you're here for a bit of a shop. There'll be lots of cool people hanging out. We're all going to be just like gas bagging and chatting and having coffees and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be a really fun morning. That's this Saturday morning at the Vital Beat Midland studio, and all the details are up on our website. So Mums and Bubs happening, pregnancy yoga happening, that stuff's happening. We've got awesome community classes coming up by some beautiful yogis who are graduating from their yoga teacher training soon. So they're offering free community classes at both studio locations. So that's on offer as well. But there's really so much happening. We're going to get stuck back into writing our teacher training. We've got more filming happening this month for our digital platform. And we're launching a whole bunch of new exciting workshops and events, and like my brain is just in overload, and I'm just in that cycle and that season of my life creating all this magic for you guys. So super exciting. On that note, in terms of going through some new stuff, I've been accepted into the government-funded Pivot program, which is really exciting. So Vital Beat will be a part of the Pivot program. And it's a 6-month program that will help elevate us into the next kind of iteration of Vital Beat. I've got so many ideas for you guys, and what Vital Beat was 2-3 years ago is nothing like what it is now, and it will be nothing like that again in a few years' time. So the evolution and growth of this studio and our community is just lights me up from the inside out. So as always, I'm completely grateful and honoured to be here serving you both as a yoga teacher but also as a business owner, and building a space that people feel at home in and feel comfortable coming to, and watch this space, because 2021